That's a bummer. Well, what isn't a bummer, ladies and gentlemen, is that it is Thursday night, and it is time for the Sword Coast Chronicles. And I am joined tonight by the regular crew, but we also have a guest with us. Players, you probably have noticed there's an extra person in Discord tonight. This is a buddy of mine from soccer. His name is Eric. He lives here in Florida over on the East Coast. He is a forever DM in his groups. And I invited him to play a certain NPC that the party has yet to meet. And so he's here tonight to kind of get a feel for our group. And I will do my best to try to give him something to do during the game. In fact, we have an NPC that is in the battle right now, and while I'm thinking of it, Eric, I can go ahead, no pressure at all and no requirement or anything, but what I can do is I can give you the opportunity to go in and have some control, or at least take a look and see what this guy's capabilities are during the battle, so that you can get an idea of how Roll20 does things. So I'm going to put Count Thullen in your journal.
Okay.
And I am
First of all, hello, everyone.
Hello, my friend.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
I'll say that I'm impressed that there's such a wide range of people, at least from the sounds of their voices from around different places. That's pretty cool.
Nerds gather, and Gally sent out the call.
Condor calls for aid, and we just answered.
Thank you, guys. Yes, Paul is from the UK. Michael's from Tennessee, from Nashville. So Be nice to him, because he hates the fact that they ruined his fairgrounds to build a new stadium. So he's kind of on our side, even though he doesn't. I'm counting him as being on our side because he has some animosity towards the locals.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a hockey fan, not a soccer fan. Let's go Predators.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, that name is Predators?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Now, where in the UK are you from, Paul?
I'm from near Oxford, so southern England.
Oh,
That's
okay.
where I'm from.
I was with the forces in Norfolk, in East Anglia for a while, for about 4 years.
Got some really delicious fish and chips. Gets a thumbs up from this guy.
It's funny. Usually people tell me about how everyone over there on the Broads always has webbed fingers and webbed toes because they're all sort of, it's all that marshy land and everybody's inbred over there. That's what I always hear. But then I counter it with at least they're not Welsh, so that it's okay.
Hey, my ancestors are Welsh.
You picked up on a couple of things there. I could hear that.
Yeah.
And then you've met Ivy, who's from Canada. James is from Virginia. And Goonie, or Heather, is from Nebraska. So
I've lived there as well.
Yeah. So we are...
We don't hold it against her, though.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, I was forced to live there, so... But I do have lots of friends who have gone there on purpose.
I forgot we were fighting this guy, and I'm already scared to play the session.
Okay, am I coming through? Okay.
Yes,
we hear you,
yes.
Goonie.
Okay, Goonie, I think you kept hitting the deafen instead of unmuting yourself. So
Sorry.
Yeah, all right. So I don't know if you heard, but our guest tonight is a fella named Eric. He is from Melbourne over on the east coast of Florida, and I know him from soccer.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Glad to have you.
All right. Okay.
I like to say down here, howdy.
Patty.
Hey, y'all.
Yo, come back now, you hear?
And last time, as they were alluding to, last time on this here game, we were in the middle of a fight. And the fight pits the party and their giant ally, Count Thullen, against a power. A power from the elemental plane of air. And so to kind of get us in the mood for that, I'm going to change us over to the Air Elemental Battle soundtrack. Move that a little bit lower. When I was listening back to the broadcast from last time, the Air Elemental Battle was a little loud, and then in one of the games, the background noise was so quiet you could hardly even hear it. So it's going to take me a few sessions to adjust to making sure that the balance between our voices and the background noise is where I want it, where the background is audible, but definitely in the background. We had just finished the round, and you guys are fighting against Yan Si Bin here. And as a little reminder, the heart, I believe, Belle, was that your bardic inspiration? You gave it to Count Thullen,
yes.
And Falazure, you gave bardic inspiration to Belle. And then the little yellow circle is Dez's moonbeam on Count Thullen.
Wait.
Or
Sorry.
on Yan Si Bin.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the aura around Falazure is his spirit guardians. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
At max
So-
level, and I have to roll on his turn this turn for damage. Or
Yes.
save.
Yes. So we are right at the top of the round, and what that means, Mulek, is that means you and IG are up.
So Memento, wasn't
Yeah.
someone AFK and then we were gonna do his
That was me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
That
Oh,
was
good.
me.
Yes.
memory,
I
Heidi.
do- Well,
Good
thank-
memory. So yeah, go ahead and take your turn, Thaldor, because you missed an opportunity to take
I'm
your
going to
turn.
hide right here. I have nothing magical to attack this guy with. I know this. Because Fowler, who was it that told us they knew about Yanti Bin? Wasn't it Mulek? It's
Yeah.
I know I have nothing magical to attack this guy with. So my plan is to be a tactician. So I'm going to hide right here. I'm going to yell at Mulek. Like, Mulek, you know what to do. I guess, hit him where it hurts. And I give him the help action.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Cool.
And that's
Who said that? Where's Thaldor?
right.
I heard him. I
I'll
heard
roll
him.
for stealth if you want me to.
It's your conscience. Woo.
How about a 30 for stealth?
Yeah. That the Faldor's voice is coming from inside your head, Mulek. Ah!
So I've got two questions. With the spirit guardians, I know that he's identified us, so
Yes.
we're protected. Does that include anything that comes from us?
I said all our allies. So anything.
So that would include IG is also protected.
Well, does that include Piddlewick?
It would include Piddlewick as well. Hold on. I don't think there's a max number that I have to choose.
I don't think. I do think it allies you can see. So if Piddlewick was not out,
I
believe so. Yeah, I think it's unaffected allies you can see. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to confirm. So since he could see my bag, it doesn't include everything in the bag, right? So
correct.
Okay. All right.
And also keep in mind, it's gale force winds around this guy, and Piddlewick is kind of small and not very heavy.
Yeah. I was gonna pull out my inner Joe Montana.
It can make for some seriously good comedy. Go for it.
It could make for some serious good comedy.
I don't think I'm gonna get him ripped apart in his first battle. So, okay. So with that, can IG get fit in through here?
He can. He can go through allies. You can go through allies squares.
All right. So I'm gonna have IG run up there. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Still close to him. All right. I'm gonna command IG to just pound what he can, knowing that it's not going to be all that effective. So he's going to swing here. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Why didn't... I
think you're going to want to click on fist.
If that's what I want to do.
Oh, 21. That just misses.
Oh, and he gets one more. 25.
25. That'll hit. Now, is the Shield Guardian's attack, are they considered magical attacks?
It doesn't say that it's magical. It just says bludgeoning damage. So.
Okay. It doesn't have a feature somewhere that says...
it just says melee weapon attack.
Okay. All right. Then in that case, he'll take half of that. Wait, let me just double check. He has...
I think it's
it's resistance. He doesn't have immunity to non-magical. Okay, that's good. So he takes 5 damage from that strike.
And then, knowing that I've got really nothing to really hurt this guy, I'm just gonna go ahead and cast.
You get advantage on your roll.
Yeah, but I don't really have much. So, I guess advantage. Oh, this will. I guess this is an attack, so I'll get advantage on this one.
Mind Sliver. Oh, actually, it's an intelligence save.
Oh yeah, so I don't get it. I don't know why it pulled up advantage. Okay. I think I had to create this one. So.
Okay. So
he just has to beat a 17.
DC 17 intelligence save. Well, good thing it's not a dex save. So let's see what he can do there. I mean, he fails.
Ooh. We didn't see it. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Then I need to adjust this because somehow I have it. Is that dumb thing? Never whisper. All right. So he took 5 damage, and he has to subtract 4 from his next saving throw.
Ooh. Yep. And that is my turn.
All right, so -5, and then I'm going to put a little marker on him that kind of gives us an indication. I'll just put those skull and crossbones, and we'll try to remember. Mulek, skull and crossbones means next time he makes a saving throw, he has a -4 from it. All right, Krenraid.
Time to put this shiny new maul to good use. Running up to him because of haste. How high is he in the air currently?
Oh, he's down. He is down. We'll say he's about 5 feet off the ground.
So I can get to his feetsies?
Yeah, you can.
The point is to make him unable to walk.
Being slightly shorter than 5 feet, I should be able to hit his feet.
Oh, yeah. And whack up and crack him on the ankles.
I'm going for the toes.
Stand in that water.
Yeah. So I am not raging. I will do that now. So I'll go into rage.
Okay.
Just so I'm clear.
Mhm.
Sorry to interrupt. What does the number 3 represent on your
Mirror image.
Got it.
And we'll go in for... That's not right. We'll go in for a couple of attacks. We're going to make this a Great Weapon Master attack. So with advantage, we're going to reckless. Of course we are. Also hasted. 29.
29 will hit. And that's 15 magical damage. So he
Glorious
takes all of
magical
that.
damage. Going in again. So it's 15 plus 10. Hold on that. Let me just give you the rest. I believe that's not rolling. Let me double check.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, rage damage, it just says rolling 2 equals 2.
Yeah, it is 2. It's always 2. But the other one wasn't rolling for a second. I had to refresh the page. I apologize. If my thing would load. Thank you. Very good. That's Divine Fury, rage damage, and GWM, which is a straight 10. So he takes that much.
So he takes the 15 plus 18
25.
more.
Yep.
6 of it is right.
Okay.
The rate damage he resists as he does the GWM.
Well, it's all coming from a magic weapon.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right.
So he doesn't resist any of it.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the thing, is that as long as the source is a magic weapon, he doesn't resist that.
You know what else is
all
nice?
It all kind of comes through that weapon.
Do it again.
And do it again.
Oh, 25.
25. Yes, that'll hit. So 14
Plus
Okay.
12, 26.
26 points of damage. Okay.
And you know what? I'm hasted, so I get to do it again.
Nice.
26. You were doing all these reckless?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. All right.
I'm swinging for them toes. Oh, come here! I'm gonna get them toes.
30 points. 30 points of damage. Goodness gracious. Okay.
So how much did you just do?
Like
26, 56. Oh my gosh.
Welcome
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Barbarians.
76. You did like
Barbarian.
80 plus damage there.
Yeah, he's a ninth level barbarian. He's like,
Imagine if he had the freaking polearm feet on top of it.
oh
It's
my
like,
god.
Well, I don't want to be that guy, but we're not done yet.
I love how you say I'm not going to be that
yet
guy.
We're not done yet.
Hasted,
yeah.
the right guy.
I'm not. You don't worry. I'm not going to do the polar thing. That's too much. But there is something I will do to reflect Crown Ray's martial journey, and that is to use. If I can find it. Never mind. Sorry about it. That's taking too much time.
Okay.
Past him.
And with that final attack, you have bloodied.
What?
He's like Achilles. His weak points at his knee. You get him.
Yeah. And now this vision of, horribleness, he turns his gaze upon you, and he looks at you, and
Does he take damage
He
if
looks
he does something now, or do we have to wait till his turn?
well, he has legendary actions, but
Yeah.
as I recalled, he used all of his legendary actions on Count Thullen last time, and he hasn't had a turn yet. So he's just going to look at you and sneer because he's out of legendary actions.
Did I break some toasty woesies? Oh, come on. You can do, come on, get me. I'm right down here.
And, lightning just sort of crackles in his eyes.
I'm going to die.
I can just imagine Kinraid fighting the wind that's coming around this dude. So, it's like he's using the mace to cut the wind. And he's like, I got this. And
it's just a pile of hot air.
Belle, you are up. What would you like to do? I'll kind of jump down the stairs a bit, go over, look at him, and say, "Oh, I got the perfect view of where I want to land another bolt, right in the butt crack." And she's gonna do guarding bolt at 4th level again.
Okay. All right. It's a 24. 24 will hit. Or wait. What is it? Is it a
Spell attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
spell attack? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, 24.
Wait a minute. Oof, that's a shame. Still pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the next person has advantage. And then Belle kind of scared and make sure that they don't look at her. So she'll run back behind the Salvador and say, "What are you doing here? You haven't even moved this entire
You
time."
can't see me. 30 stealth. You can't see me.
And what level did you cast this at?
4th.
4th. Okay. All right. Yeah. So 11 and 15, 26 damage. Jeez. Okay. And
She'll
then
probably say something along the lines of, "Where the hell, Salvador?"
You probably watched him hide right in front of you.
But Belle
okay.
is
The
very
next attack has advantage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just all right.
Ooh.
So
all glowy.
Salvador's
yes.
thinking about that because he can see him all glowy. He's like, I'm going to try to take a shot at this guy. I know it might not do much, but we'll see. So I'm going to try to hit him with my crossbow,
Okay.
which for some reason it says is not equipped. Hold on.
And
No, I fixed that. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to hit him with my crossbow. It has advantage.
yep, the attack has advantage.
24 for the first roll.
That will hit.
21 for the second.
Okay, the 24 will hit. The 21 just misses. Okay, now you have 13 or 34, but since it's not a magical weapon, then that means he only takes half of that for 17.
That's better than nothing.
We gotta fix
Still
that.
still 17 damage. Yeah. Falazure is a very selfless character, but he needs a magic crossbow.
Right.
He needs a magic weapon.
I have my rapier is a +1. No, it's not +1, is it? No. It can be. That's right. It can be imbued with that. It's a masterwork.
Okay.
The only +1 you have is the leather armor.
Is the leather armor.
Yeah.
I'll have to work on
All
that
right.
next.
And Eric, I don't know if you are interested in trying to run Count Thullen's turn, but even if not, I will tell you how to find him so you can sort of see
I
how
have his
this
character
works.
sheet and everything up at the moment.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right.
But I wouldn't feel comfortable running it simply because it's still a bit overwhelming here. Like, for instance, the guy you're going up against, I'm assuming is another giant.
He's an air elemental.
Okay.
He's a named air elemental, which
Okay.
means he's pretty big deal.
He's terrifying.
And
Yancey Bin.
yes, what
Prince
he
of Air.
is what he is going to do is he is going to Misty Step, that's not going to help. Gust of Wind, that's going to work. Lightning, nope, not going to do any good. When you have a cloud giant with all air abilities going up against an air elemental, it's like
Right.
everything just isn't working right. So he will then.
Well, now I don't know if, and this is, and I'd have to do a little more kind of understanding of this, would be what about doing maybe Thunder Wave, but at perhaps a higher level?
He could do that. The only problem with that is
you may get other people in the way.
Yeah, and it's like right now, Falazure and IG and Crenraid kind of have him where they want him.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think what he's going to do is he's going to.
He does have 2 Morning Stars. He attacks with 2 Morning Stars. If you want to go melee with him.
Yeah, unfortunately I don't think those are magic, but that's probably his best. That's probably his best bet, because he can still hit pretty hard with those, even if they're only going to deal half damage. So he'll do that. He'll go ahead and make the first Morning Star attack.
So on his character sheet, would you just click the highlighted Morning Star?
Yep. So I did the first one. So you go ahead and click the second one.
I didn't see the first one, but okay. There we go.
Because I didn't. Dadgummit.
Well, I just rolled it, so there you go.
Yeah. It's that same thing. I thought I had done this for all of the NPCs, but
there's a lot to keep track of.
There's a setting in Roll20 that, for some reason, by default, it always wants NPCs to whisper the rolls so that only the DM sees them and not everybody sees them.
Oh.
Okay. My first roll was an 18, which missed. Your roll was a 24, which hit for 25 damage. So that's 12 damage because it's a non-magical Morning Star. All right. So, yeah, Yancy Ben, he thought this was going to be easy pickings, and now he's getting attacked. And hey, for at least you, Falazure, you get to roll some damage at the start of his turn. And Dez, is the Moonbeam at the start of his turn or at the end of his turn?
Let me go read that up here real quick. I think it's at the start because it's concentration. So I just have to continue to remain concentrating.
Okay. So Falazure, go ahead and deal your damage from the Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
It is when it starts at this turn there, yeah.
That was... Let me see.
Because you did max that out at maximum level.
Yeah, I have to re-roll, so I'll display it, and then I'll cast it for you.
Yeah, okay.
And it should work.
5d8, right. Yep. So 25 points of radiant damage.
Not too terrible a roll, I guess.
Not bad. So he
has a DC 16 Wisdom save, so.
Oh, that's right. So let me.
I think he has -4 to an ability save. Is that not?
Yes, -4 to an ability check. So whatever this is, -4. Oh, it was a 14, so he failed anyway. So it wound up being a 10. So yes, that's -5. Yeah, he is. There's some gaps in the clouds now that make up his form. He's looking pretty ragged there. And Des,
yes.
What level did you do your Moonbeam?
My Moonbeam is... I apologize.
Moonbeam
is 3rd level. And when it comes to my turn, he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, and your turn. All right, not on his turn. Okay, all right. He definitely does not like being in this moonbeam area. So he doesn't like being in the Spirit Guardians. So yeah, this is kind of risky, but Falazure and IG, he is going to kind of pivot. He's going to do this thing where he pivots around Crinraid.
Okay.
To get on the other side of Crinraid. So as he moves out of your threatened space, if IG can take opportunity attacks, he gets an opportunity attack, and Falazure, you would get an opportunity attack as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say he doesn't get opportunity attacks.
Okay.
So
then, if it doesn't say,
but his attack is a multi-attack. Does he still get it punched twice or only once?
It's a reaction attack, so he'll punch the once.
Okay.
But he will get reactions unless otherwise stated.
Okay.
Yeah, 11 will miss.
Shit.
I would like to make use of my Warcaster.
I apologize, Gally. I read that wrong.
It's
He does take that moonbeam damage on the start of his turn.
And as he...
Oh, okay. Well, then go ahead and roll it, and we'll count it. But go ahead, Falazure. Keep going.
Okay. I would like to cast a spell.
Okay.
And I'm not playing with this guy. It's a serious business. So I'm going to cast a 4th level inflicting wounds.
Ooh, that's gonna sting.
And it targets only that creature, which it
Thank
does.
God Mulek's in range of me. Okay. I'm going to display it. And I'm going to cast it.
Okay.
He has to make a Constitution saving throw, Gally, when you have time.
All right. So 17 touch attack. That's going to miss.
Oh, boy.
All right. And then a con saving throw is in his future.
Nope.
Wait. What? Mulek, you were going to say something?
Yeah, hold on. So you just cast that on him and inflict wounds, right?
Yep.
And you missed with a 17.
I did.
And
I have a +8 to hit. So.
Yeah.
Oh, so yes, we're going to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Chronal shift.
Giggity,
Okay.
I love my wizard.
All right, go ahead. Oh, again!
Oh, what in the... How in the...
Roll 20 said it was 17, so...
Oh, can I use my inspiration to get
If you have inspiration, you can...
I do.
Yeah, reroll
Hey.
it.
Everybody keep your fingers crossed.
3rd time's a charm. What could go wrong?
17 again.
Don't jinx yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the damage.
Wow.
It does more damage, right?
Ooh, that's
Wow.
almost
Nine,
So I just-
Wow.
8,
Okay.
3, 1, 10.
Hey.
Wow. Okay.
Hey.
Oh, and that's
65 damage in
necrotic.
one turn's not one round's not too shabby.
That's necrotic.
God, if only I crit on that.
It's necrotic damage. He doesn't have any resistances to necrotic.
He
or
does
any
not.
of these. Nope. So minus 40. Whew. Okay. All right. And then I was trying to make a con save, right?
Okay.
11. That probably fails.
Yes, that failed, and so he takes. I apologize. I'll try and go back up and see my thing. Let's see here. On a 2d10 radiant damage. So I will roll 2d10. $11.
Both ends of the spectrum are 1 and a 10.
Yep. But it's
Okay.
still, he failed, so he has to still take 11 radiant damage. So
Yep, he did. So he does that, and he moves around, and then he looks at Krenraid, and he says, "I shall not rest until all of your kind are destroyed."
You're not going to be sleeping for years.
And he will make a. He will make a. He will use his Thundercrack ability. He can use it one time.
He's gonna do what with his crack?
Okay, he unleashes a terrible thundercrack in a 100-foot radius sphere centered on himself. All other creatures must succeed on DC 24 con save or take 9d6 thunder damage and be deafened for 1 minute.
So he just passed wind on us. Got it. Put him
Basically.
31. Holy cow.
Well, actually, it's 96. So everybody make a DC 24, and I will. Well, wait. Did that
What
actually?
in the-
No, that didn't actually roll.
Oh, yeah, DC 24. Okay.
Is this is just an ability too? It's not even an attack, right?
Right. But he can only do it
boy.
once. He can only do it once per short or long rest.
I'm glad I gave Bale inspiration. Waka waka.
Yeah, I failed that one hard.
okay.
Oh, this is
Ooh,
gonna be
ouch.
God, that much con. Oh my god, I can't even like buff myself. This is terrible.
A rage advantage on saving throws.
Hey, Gally.
I got-
Oh yeah,
no
I get
cigar.
advantage on Constitution saving throws
There
too.
you go.
Right?
That's for
Yeah.
concentration on a spell.
Oh well, I'll have to do
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I can't pull up Thullen's character sheet. I'm not sure what happened.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you minimize it by chance?
See it minimized anywhere on my screen.
Okay. I'll go ahead and make that Constitution save.
Didn't we get
Ugh.
Didn't three of us get advantage from a viewer last week? And we didn't. I know. I didn't use it. I don't think.
I got it from like 2 weeks ago that I hadn't used.
Yeah. I can't
Okay.
remember. Damn it. I had to scroll up.
I think, I don't know if I want to use it though. I don't know if I can beat a 24.
Well, that's gonna hurt. For how much damage?
Oh, I need a 7.
9d6.
For
What?
how many-
for
how many- how many
no
is-
for 36.
All right.
9 d6s, not 96.
Yes, yes.
You already rolled the damage, Gally.
Mm-hmm.
36.
see.
Yeah.
For 36.
36.
Alright.
Gotcha.
Now,
Okay.
if we fail, do we lose our concentration on a spell we're holding?
No,
you have to make a con save, or you have to make a concentration check, which is the DC will be half of the damage that you took, which would be 18. You have to make a DC 18 save. If you failed your save, you have to make a DC 10 save if you passed your save.
Okay.
So either way, you still have to make a concentration check. But the DC is just either a 10 if you made your saving throw, or an 18 if you failed it.
And yeah, it's Constitution. So if you fail, you're rolling Constitution twice.
Okay, let me go ahead and throw mine out there. I was just waiting for everybody to do theirs, so I get advantage on this.
If you're still having trouble, Eric, try refreshing the page.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to go for.
Yeah.
How did? Okay, it's been a week. How do I make a concentration save?
Open
It's
your
a
character
Constitution
sheet
save.
and,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
and click on Constitution.
So I fail.
Okay, thank you.
Wait. Yeah, 16's not even. half.
Under saving throws, below your proficiency bonus, there's saving throws, and above that
Yes!
is Constitution.
I rolled so bad.
You need to pass a 24.
I rolled a 10. Come on now.
Oh no, you did that. Okay, 22. So that was a fail, and 19 plus 8.
Well, I guess
So-
Spirit Guardians go bye-bye.
What do we have to roll to
Okay.
for Constitution saving throw for holding a spell?
Okay. Let's. Did
Half
you
the
already roll?
damage.
Did you already roll for the damage?
Yeah,
For his
I
effect?
failed,
failed that.
but IG
Okay.
took half of it for me.
Okay. All right. So then you took 18
Yep.
instead of 36.
Yep.
So what that means, you have to roll the DC is half of the damage you took, or 10, whichever is higher.
So 10.
And so you have to make a DC 10
And I
save.
get advantage because of Warcaster.
And I had to make a DC. If you
So
failed,
I
you had to
pass. You are still hasted.
pay.
Okay.
Moonbeam is still up because I
And
made it past
Moonbeam
an
is still
18.
up.
Yes.
The Spirit Guardians, unfortunately, are
Capiche.
gone. So
we ever
we're
roll the
going
damage
to...
for the Spirit Guardians?
We
We
did.
did.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so Spirit Guardians are gone. And then I will give... no. Okay. Yes, I will give him this damage because he failed that, and he's not quite bloodied. He being Count Thullen is not quite bloodied after that damage. But Yancy Bin is, he's looking very bad. That was his... Yeah. That was his... One attack, he gets 2 slam attacks. So he is going to try to slam Krenraid. 33.
He gets advantage.
Yeah, so 33, I think that probably hits.
Absolutely.
For 31 force and lightning damage. The second slam attack is a 26 for 36 lightning and force damage.
Thanks to haste, that actually misses.
And then you
And then I've got to roll the mirror images.
yeah.
Oh, and the mirror images. Right. So roll for the mirror images for both.
Okay, give me a sec.
I haven't been
See if I can
using this spell in a long time.
display it. So the world can see. There we
Yes. Okay. You have 3 duplicates. Roll a d20 to determine whether the target. So,
go.
yep, the first one hit a duplicate, so now you're down to 2 duplicates. And then roll another d20. Yep. Okay, so both of those attacks missed you and just winked out 2 of your duplicates, so now you have 1 duplicate. So Krenraid is just standing there going, ha, you can't even hit me.
That was a valiant effort for a bunch of hot air. You know what? You could do better. Try again.
Try again, I dare you.
And he's really angry now.
I know. I
right.
shouldn't be pissing off the Prince of Evil. This is a mistake.
All right, and Falazure, you are up because that's basically his turn.
Yep. Falazure is going to move up.
Okay, all right, you're gonna avoid going through the moonbeam.
Uh-huh. Yep. Oh, wait, Zap. No,
Ow!
And then he is going to... You know what? I'm gonna do another inflict wounds at 4th level.
Oh, jeez.
Just to see if I can seal the deal here.
Doom, 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 doom.
Okay, so, and DC 16.
No.
So
22 touch attack.
Oh, it's a 22 touch attack. Oh, 22. That's exactly what you need to hit him. Is his armor class is 22.
And he shouts out, he's like, "Eat this, you evil windbag!"
And
And a a big fist of Helm's gauntlet comes out and just like punches him right in the groin area.
That's to inflict wounds. Nice.
Okay, and I'm glad you gave us that description, because I was going to ask you how your inflict wounds kills him, but
my inflict wounds. It looks like it's just like a Helm's gauntlet comes out and grabs somebody, or basically goes and touches them, whatever.
And he looks at you, and the
deep blue energy,
the lightning crackles in his eyes, and the lightning shields seem to bulge out of his eye sockets, and his mouth opens, and he's like, and it just sort of dissipates away in a whirlwind, and there is a violent little funnel cloud that appears right where he is, and everybody that is within 20 feet of him needs to make me a DC 24 strength save.
Oh my gosh. Falazure looks immediately at Kinraid and he's like,
hold my hand.
Looks like I knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah,
he lost his breath.
Who's close to him?
Oh god.
So it's Kinraid and Falazure, and Shield Guardian is just out of the way. Count Thullen's going to have to make a strength save, but he's a giant, so.
Okay, can I possibly run in and grab someone? Grab Kinraid?
I don't think
Falazure?
so. I don't think so, because this is an instantaneous effect when Falazure's attack hits. So, Mulek, you made... Yeah, you don't need to make a save.
I didn't need to do it for IG? Okay.
No, I think he's...
Save? Oh, God.
Oh, yes, you did. But 13, that's going to fail.
Yeah.
All right. And 13 will fail there. And then, Eric, you want to make a strength save for Count Thullen?
Right. So on his sheet, I can just click on strength. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Okay, so that will fail. All right. So all of you guys will be knocked prone. Everyone who failed. So Kinraid is not knocked prone. And if you were knocked prone, you take 8 bludgeoning damage. Kinraid, you only take 4 bludgeoning damage from the basically being buffeted by this whirlwind. But that whirlwind just basically dissipates, and he,
So 8 damage from the fall if he failed, and what was the rest of the damage?
It was just that, just 8
okay,
damage.
Good. Okay.
And
There was no additional.
You're a generous god.
Yeah. And he just sort of disappears, and then you notice off in the distance, you notice that big storm cloud. It starts almost immediately to begin to lose a lot of its energy. And the encounter is over. So that means I can go back to our sea voyage. So hey everybody, you just beat an elemental power.
I was not expecting it to go that well. We rolled incredibly well and got very lucky.
Yes, you guys did. So the
dragons are still coming.
Yeah, the
It's
dragons.
in a message.
Ride of the Valkyries in the background. The dragons are coming.
Yes, so there's a bit of the storm starts to die down, and There's still some distant thunder because a storm that large and that violent doesn't just, magically dissipate. It takes a few minutes to
wind down.
I have to say,
To
in
wind down.
his one hit on me that took half my health.
Yeah. That took half
Yeah.
my health, too.
Yeah, it's.
I would have been down with that mirror image.
Yeah, he is a big bad thing. But Mulek, during your fight, you noticed a couple of things. You noticed that because you had that super good roll on knowing, I think it was like a 27 on the history of knowing him. You know that if he were in his, or even near his lair, that he would get lair actions.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not seem to have any of those.
Oh.
And so you suspect that this was like an aspect or perhaps an avatar of Yancy Ben that was brought here, probably was brought here far out to sea to, and heading for the Sword Coast, probably meant to do some damage to Waterdeep. And you guys just happened to be in the way. But you also think that Yancy Ben will definitely be aware that his avatar was defeated.
He will live to blow another day.
And probably has a good idea of who defeated him.
Hey guys, not to get all excited about winning this thing, but Kren, those duplicates you have?
Yeah, they were great. I thought I was gonna eat a ton of her and get beaten down a bit because he's got big, strong arms. But yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling that we were fighting not Yancy Ben, but an avatar. Basically, something like one of your mirror images.
Wait, so was it him?
I don't believe so because he should have been a lot more powerful. I think he's still out there and he knows what just happened.
Belle kind of rub her ears and come out from around the corner and just scream, "What? I can't hear you!"
Oh, come closer then. He's speaking some important stuff that I don't really get. Maybe you will.
And she kind of dazedly started walking, kind of still rubbing her ears from the soreness.
I don't know.
That's a really scary thought. I don't like that. He said he wanted to kill all of my people. I'm not happy about that either.
I don't know. Out comes behind Mulek, taps him on the shoulder. Yeah, I heard what you said.
Yeah, I think this was like a scout or something from Yancy Ben. He was just playing with us, and I think mainly he was going out to do some damage to Waterdeep for whatever reason, and we just got in the way. I think we were an appetizer.
Well, at least Waterdeep owes us a favor now.
And this appetizer had a bit of spice to it, so well done, everybody. That was excellently planned.
Good job there, Kren, man. You did some damage.
I got some good hits on his toes, didn't I? He was pretty high up. I had to jump a bit, but it was all right. I felt like I had caffeine in me, so I kind of was like, I can get it. I can do it.
You might start feeling a little tired.
Des kind of looks over at Krenraid and goes, "What is caffeine?"
Oh, it's some drug they use to keep the miners awake.
Oh.
I was going to say, looks like that nice mall that Falazure got you came in handy today.
Oh, if anything wanted to be battle tested, this was the time. I know his feat isn't as good as a piece of solid stone, I don't think, but it was a really great fun time to smash around with it. This thing feels great.
You did a great job, Kenraid. I'm proud of you. As he kind of taps you on the shoulder and bleeds on you a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you all right?
Yeah. I'll be all right.
No, okay, help.
Mulek's going to walk over to Falazure and just look at his hands and say, Not bad. You did some damage there with your finger.
On the
I some finger waggling. Yeah, that helm was you, was it? That gauntlet. I recognise the pattern from your thingy.
Yep, I serve a mighty god.
What were you gonna say, Bo?
Oh,
What?
did you not hear me?
Yeah, we
I
heard
think-
you. I
I
just
think
don't
Belle
think he
wanted to say
understood.
something.
Oh,
Oh, Belle?
I think she cast Cure Wounds on you.
Yep. Bell cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah, is anyone like? Do I notice anyone below like half?
Me.
All right, I'll walk over to.
I'm like right at half.
I'll walk over to Dez and I'll toss a little spider on Dez. You know, but Dez will recognize it as like a mechanical spider. And
Dez is definitely curious as to what you just did.
so I just healed you for 33.
Oh, sweet. That brought me almost right back up.
Wow. Okay.
That was
great.
at fifth. That was at fifth level. I just burned a fifth level.
7.
Just going to very quickly high five the last mirror image and it disappears.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's technically an unarmed attack on myself, so.
Good job. Cool.
thank
where'd
you,
you
Bill.
go?
You did a good job too. I'm proud of you.
We should all be proud. All that finger waggling and the beating up, it was really well. I know he was only just, whatever Mulek said, but still, we should be proud of that.
And you guys spend a couple of minutes there sort of catching your breath and whatnot. And about the time that you have caught your breath, you hear the rhythmic flapping of enormous wings.
Here we go!
And they're not alone. There's multiple sets of wings flapping. And flying about 50 feet over the top of the wall, you see 4 adult dragons. There are 2 bronze dragons, a copper dragon, and a silver dragon. And they fly around, or they fly across, and 3 of them keep going. 3 of them keep going, and one of them, one of the bronze dragons, which you quickly recognize as he gets closer to the ground, is Felgolos. He comes down and he lands over here, and he, make sure to stay out of the way of that moonbeam. By the way, is the moonbeam still up, or did you drop the moonbeam?
I drop it.
Okay, all right. So, Felgolos will come over and land. He looks around and he says, "What happened? I thought Yansi Ben was attacking, and we saw the storm."
Excuse me, Gally. I got to step away for a second.
Sure, no problem, Eric.
Step forward. Yes, Lord Felagos, he was here, but your man Falazure there got the final blow on Yansi Ben's avatar. Wasn't truly Yansi Ben, it was one of his, I guess you would say, forms. But yeah, we dealt with him.
Oh, very impressive. Very impressive, my friends. Oh, and Count Thullen. Oh, you are wounded. Are you okay, my friend? And the Count will say, "Oh, I've been better, but thanks to our friends here, we survived. But whew, he was a mean one." And
we keep this up, it'll be a breeze.
And Felgolos looks over at Krenraid, and he's holding his mouth shut. And then you kind of notice his belly sort of shakes a little bit, and then well said, Master Dwarf. And
Wait, what did I say?
He looks up and he calls out something in Draconic. And if any of you speak Draconic, you will hear that. Okay, he calls out basically an all clear, and then as soon as he does, the other 3 dragons, they begin to come down and they begin to land, and they take up positions over here. And you notice they kind of all they all kind of go over this way. They all sort of take positions where they stay further away from the giant than Felgolos is. They definitely don't act like they're scared, but there's a little bit of a we don't quite trust this guy as much as Felgolos does yet. And Felgolos will do introductions. He will introduce Seldreth. Actually, I'm sorry. It's not a silver dragon. It's a moonstone dragon. A dragon that a lot of you may not have ever seen before. And then there's Paledreth. Paledreth is a bronze dragon. A female bronze dragon. And then there is Zillus. And Zillus is a male copper dragon. And so Felgolos says, it was most curious. I went to look for my friend Paledreth, who in my youth was a good friend of my sister in the Clutch. And she and Paledreth spent many a year together hunting and exploring, became fast friends. And Paledreth has her consort now, Zillus, the copper dragon, and they were hosting Seldreth, a moonstone dragon. Can you believe it? Moonstone dragons, which haven't been seen in Faerun in an age or more. It is remarkable. They have returned. And it must portend something. But what it portends, I do not know. And Seldreth says, Felgolos, I thought you were bringing us to a battle. This looks more like a tea party. It's been so long since I've had a good fight. And Felgolos says, well, yes, but my friends here, they took all the sport from us. They defeated an avatar of Yansi Ben. Just these humanoids. And this giant. And the other 3 dragons.
Give it the backseat.
Yeah, okay. I think technically Tabaxi is still humanoid, but
yeah.
But they kind of like lump all of you all together. Like, oh, you're just humanoids.
Also, don't feel bad the fact that you weren't able to make it in time. The moon's a long way away, so it's no wonder. I'm actually impressed you managed to get here as fast as you did. What's the moon like?
And Seldrith looks at you and blinks slowly, and then looks at the copper dragon, Zillis, and says, Is that another one of yours? I don't see a dragon in disguise, but it has a similar sense of humor to you. And Felgolos turns and says, No, Seldrith, that's just Crenraid. You'll get used to him. And Felgolos comes over and says, No, Master Crenraid. Seldrith is not from the moon. Seldrith is of a race of dragons known as the Moonstone Dragons. Have you ever heard tales of gemstone dragons?
I mean, yeah, in children's books. Ones that are made out of crystals, ones that, erupt out of the mine late at night if you've been up too late, things like that.
And Felgolos, there's kind of like that thing where one eyebrow goes up, the other one goes down, and it's kind of like doing a mental catalog of every story. Wait, have I really heard of something like that? And it's like, shakes his head, no. And then he says, Well, the Moonstone Dragons are accounted among the rarer of the Gemstone Dragons. They have not been cited in recorded history in Faerun in over 1,000 years. And now Seldrith appears and says that recently he was awakened from a long sleep. So if Seldrith is awake, that must mean other gemstone dragons are awakening from wherever they are in their lairs.
Oh, people have got to be careful in the mines then.
But why are they waking up? And Seldra says, Well, before you arrived, Felgolos, with your news that there was going to be some sport, Peldrith and Zillis and I were just talking. I feel like I was awakened from my dream by a disturbance. And they told me of an ancient horn that has been found and recently blown.
Ooh.
The Drakhorn.
Why does that sound familiar? I don't remember.
And
thank you for explaining that, though.
And Felgolos turns and says, Really? You don't remember that from a few days ago?
Kenraid, he told us about it as this ancient artifact that gets blown and from the evil dragons, the chromatics.
I'm going to be honest, I found it a bit hard to breathe just a second ago, so my brain needs more juice. I'm sitting down for a bit, hold on. Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
And Felgolos says, Oh, yes, well, it is the ancient artifact, as Falazure says, that calls chromatic dragons to war. We metallic dragons, we recognize it, and apparently something unwitting that the cult of the dragon did not realize is that by sounding the horn, they have awakened the gemstone dragons from their slumber. Now, whether that will prove to be for good or for ill, I know not. The gemstone dragons have a reputation for being neutral and not taking sides in the conflicts that involve Bahamut and Tiamat. And Zillus says, yes, Seldreth. You, as a gemstone, are... your kind are well known for their neutrality. But let me tell you what we have learned from some of our allies. This cult that has blown this horn, they intend to raise Tiamat from Avernus and bring her in body to the natural world. And Seldreth just shakes his head and says, nope. Not if I have anything to say about it. And Felgolos says, good, all right, well, let us hope the rest of the gemstones have the same attitude. My friends, we might be building an alliance.
Sounds great.
Yeah, we appreciate your help. There's others that we have met that feel like they don't need to help us much. You know, some particular wizard with a big head. But we appreciate you dragons coming to assist. We hope to work with you as we defeat this cult.
Wait, wizard with a big head. Oh, wait, Mordenkainen. You mean Mordenkainen?
Exactly.
Surely he gave you something to help you fight off Yancy Ben.
Thunder starts rolling.
Nope. In fact, as the dragons were talking, Mulek cast sending to Mordenkainen. And this is the message that he sent while the dragons were talking.
Here's an avatar of Yancy Ben. We defeated it.
Love it.
And
Sassy.
Outdoors rubbing off
Hell yeah.
every day.
Yeah, that's my 6 charisma coming at you.
Right.
Okay, Mulek, if you don't have advantage, I'm going to say
That is
that deserves
Agreed.
advantage. So, chat, for your benefit, what Mulek says is, it appears it was an avatar of Yancy Ben. We defeated it. Thank you for your help. Oh, wait, you didn't.
Perfect roleplay, A+.
Yes. And the response you get back from Mordenkainen is okay. Mordenkainen's response. Yeah.
And Grush Grinraid's looking like he needs a nap.
I'm already asleep.
In the water.
Outdoor walked over and kind of drags him out of the puddle.
Yeah, he's absolutely just gone straight down. The moment haste wears off, he's down.
That was a great fight.
Honestly, it was so high. The adrenaline kept to go for a few seconds extra to get some conversation in, and then straight down.
Yeah, Outdoor drags him out of the water and realizes he's asleep right there. I reach in my pack and pull out a blanket and throw over Grinraid. He's my buddy, and I do have 17 strength. I can move you. So we're good.
I just gotta weigh that much. That's okay.
And the response Mulek gets back is this. Well, you have to grow up one day. You see, you didn't need my help after all. If I dropped everything anytime some whippersnapper, and it just cuts off because he's just rambling on and on and on.
Yeah. I was expecting that kind of response, and I'm just like, yeah, well, okay, whatever.
Falazure goes around and he's just like introduces himself. He's like, "Howdy, name's Falazure. I'm a lore bard. Maybe you heard of me." And
I write dragons.
Actually, I think I'm the first dragon rider in a very long time. So I follow the Church of Helm. My god is a mighty god. In heaven he reigns.
And Zillus says, "Oh, you're a Lord Bard. Good. You can be useful. You can tell us stories." And
I sure think your rhinestones are sure pretty.
And Theldreth says, "Oh, well, thank you. I probably haven't heard from you, or I probably haven't heard of you, seeing as how I woke from slumber just a few days ago. I still am trying to get to feeling completely like myself again." And he just sort of, does that thing where he sort of cracks his neck a little bit one side and the other, and it's like this as he does.
I'm not too sure, but something tells me there's a country song I could write for me and you in the future. And he just kind of like passes him by. And he goes over to Pelderuth.
Yep.
And he says, "My, oh my. You
sure do have a pretty mouth."
Oh, it's Felgolos?
Yes.
Felgolos. He talked about you a little bit, but to tell you the truth, his comments they pale in your beauty."
And Peldra says, "Well, at least there's one humanoid who knows how to talk to dragons. Yes, you may compliment me upon the beauty of my scales whenever you wish." And then looks over at Zillus and says, "You see, that's how you treat a lady." And Zillus is like, "Yeah, well." Zillus says, "Yeah, well, just remember, he's only a humanoid." And Peldris just sort of laughs and says, "Oh, I could never forget that. But they do have their charms." And then, Count Thullen, everybody can make me an insight check.
I'm abstaining because I'm asleep.
Okay.
Thank you for your understanding.
Insight check? Okay.
I'm completely oblivious to because Crinrade is snoring.
God, I'm rolling so bad tonight. Yikesers.
All right. So, you all can tell that, or I guess Bell can tell and Mulek can tell. Dez and Thaldor and Falazure are kind of all just sort of overwhelmed by the dragons. But Bell and Mulek can tell that Count Thullen is decidedly a little more anxious now with 4 dragons on the in the castle. And Felgolos will walk over and will stand next to Count Thullen and will take a wing and just sort of reach it out and sort of rest it on Count Thullen's shoulder, kind of like putting an arm around an old friend, and will say, Zillus, Seldris, Paeldrith, I have been neglecting something. I should introduce your host. This is Count Thullen, and this fine castle is Lyn Armaal. Count Thullen, obviously, as you can see, is a cloud giant. But I hope that you will not hold his heritage against him. His sister, the former countess and former ruler of this place, did indeed, in my estimation, represent the worst of giant kind. But Count Thullen is nothing like her. He is a servant of nature, a druid by training, has one of the best green thumbs I have ever seen of any species, if I may say so. Is devoted, absolutely devoted to his niece and nephew, who are, again, so young. They are the size of humanoids, and they still have the wonder and the awe of humanoids. Fortunately, they were not poisoned by their mother. Count Thullen and I, well, we look on Lyn Armaal as something of an experiment. We intend to rule this place together as friends and allies. And we would hope that while you are here as guests, you will respect that alliance. And Zillus says, "Oh, well, I'm not sure I've heard anything quite so crazy. Giants and dragons getting along. You small folk, you lore bard, what do you know about this thing?"
Well, you want the long version or the short version? Oh, wait, who's talking to Falazure?
Zillus, the copper dragon.
Ah. So he looks over at him. That's what he says.
He says, the short version for now. Perhaps the long version later.
Well, the short version is that I established a treaty between giants and dragons.
You. Interesting.
I don't know if Falazure notices, but Thaldor's is giving him a hard glare right now.
Yeah. Everybody except for Falazure can give me insight checks. I'm going to read the room checks.
Wait, it was his idea to form the alliance. He fought for that pretty hard.
I'm not saying you didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was me trying to snort. Sorry.
The reason Thaldor was giving, if you let me see what you can't get an insight check, so.
Yeah. So Des, Bell, and Mulek, you kind of look over at Felgolos and Count Thullen, and they kind of look at each other. They kind of give each other a little nod. Because, Falazure, among others, was very persuasive in the fact that it would serve both of them better to work together than to fight each other to the death. namely because that would probably wind up putting the party right in the middle of it. But it was beneficial for both of them in the party's eyes. So yeah, they won't. They seem to agree to that, and Zillus raises an eyebrow and says, "Indeed. Well, you humanoids are full of surprises." And Seldreth says, "Well, I don't know the last time I ever heard of giants and dragons working together, but Count, this is your castle. I would request the honor of being your guest." And Count Thullen puts a hand on Felgolos's wing and says, "It is our castle. And yes, if Felgolos invited you, I agree with you being our guest. Please do not eat our cooks. We have a pair of ogres, or a trio of ogres who are cooks. They are surprisingly good at their job. You will probably scare the bejesus out of them if they see you in that form. I know they would not come out of hiding for a whole day after the first time they saw Lord Felgolos. Saw him free, at least. But they have learned to warm up to him. They are simple creatures. The runt, if you will, of giantkin. But they can be trained and learn a trade, and they're very good at what they do." And Zillus says, "Oh, well, I think I might rather like having somebody cook for me." And then Zillus says, "Well, this is a giant castle, so there's room for us to be in a natural form, or would it be more convenient if we assumed humanoid form?" And the Count shrugs and says, "Really, as you prefer. There's nothing in here that, except for the cots we laid out for the humanoids, that is sized for them. So you're fine. Anyway." He's like, "Well, good." And then Paledra says, "Well, if we're not going to have a fight, then Felgolos, it was a long flight from the coast. What say we have some dinner?" And Felgolos says, "Ah, yes." And he will go and he will assume a humanoid form. It looks like a human noble, and he will run off to find the oh gosh, what am I trying to say? He'll run off to find the ogres in the kitchen. And that is about the halfway point of our session. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we will have our break now. I have 30 minutes after the hour. And during our break, I'll go ahead and get some things set up, and we will take a look at assembling some more of our forces to get ready to try to rescue King Hecaton.
How far out do we think we're at from getting there?
Oh,
know?
It was like
you're
few
you're
weeks,
still
wasn't
probably
it?
about. No, it's less than a 10-day in total.
Oh, okay.
You're
Got it.
probably about halfway to Maelstrom by now. At this point, when you encountered the storm.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and we'll take our break for 10 minutes, and we will be back. I'm going to put the timer up. I'm going to put the music on. And that's going to be 42. And I'm going to mute myself. Players, you guys can just talk here in this channel. Remember that what you say here will go to the stream. If you want to go to the off-stream voice channel, you can talk there. And there's no... that will not be on the stream. All right, I am going to go ahead and bring up music by Tyrone for the break, and then we will be back in a few minutes. Yeah, chat, just wanted to say thank you guys for coming and joining us this evening. Hope those of you who were able to catch the battle enjoyed that. And now we're going to see how well the PCs are able to deal with getting multiple giants and multiple dragons on the same castle at the same time. So. All right. Welcome. Welcome back, everybody.
I'm here.
Okay. Okay, all right. Just as I was getting ready to Let them
Aloha.
know they rejoined. All right, wonderful. Okay, so the is there anything in particular that you guys want to do the rest of this particular day?
Probably start working on, well, when I wake up after having a lovely nap and feeling very rested, and, you know, in a blanket, which I don't recognize, I'll pick up the blanket, put it in a bag, and start thinking about how I'm going to work on the armor. So that'll probably be Quenrid.
And I would have tried to heal Count Thullen. I think he was injured, so I would have thrown a bunch of spiders on him just to kind of heal him up as, much as I could.
Okay. Wonderful. That sounds good. Anybody else want to do anything in particular?
I would be helping Grinraid.
I can return your blanket then at that point as well.
Yeah,
I'll just leave it on the side of the table, ask you whose is this.
Yeah, so it's like Falazure's joining them too, and he starts talking, and he's like, "Hey, Thaldor.
Yeah, what's up, man?
You're good at making documents and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, now hear me out.
I'm listening. I'm all ears." And he shakes his ear.
What if you help design a brochure for my Church of Helm that I could hand out to people? Because I'm thinking I'm going to start a new, how do you say, a new faction, a new religious faction inside the Church of Helm.
I don't think that would go over so well, probably with the mother church, I'd imagine.
What do you mean? I think it'd go over great. First of all, they don't have bards in the Church of Helm, okay? So I'm a bit of an outcast when they find out anyway, I think. So they might just take me as kind of a crackpot, if you know what I mean. But think about it.
That or Snickers. Mm-hmm.
What if I created some kind of special rioting unit in the Church of Helm, and we got to use the metallic dragons, and only the top worthy people in my faction would be able to call themselves dragon riders. You know, the last time somebody rode a dragon, you know how long that's been?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
I get that, but at the same time, Thaldor's just face palming. It's like, are you really sitting there trying to pull a scheme within the Church of Helm?
Oh, absolutely. This is something Falazure would totally do. It's right up his alley.
Right, and that's why Thaldor is just sitting there contemplating, like, really.
How are you going to convince the dragons?
He goes, right, that's so. Goes, one, Grinraid's right. How would you convince the dragons? Two, how much money am I looking to make? Because my services aren't free, Falazure. I'll do it for you, but at a price. I already get 10% of your take from any show we do. So why don't we figure out what this contract can be? And Thaldor starts acting like he's writing a contract between him and Falazure.
You know, buddy, I don't even really care. You can just almost name your price, because it seems like you usually pay for it anyway.
Yeah. Most of the time I do. But,
Besides, I'll make you like a high official or something, maybe, or honorary something. Maybe like,
right. Well,
maybe you could be like
Illustrious potentate.
Right, there you go.
I know you're not particularly the religious type, but let's say you did convert to the Church of Helm. Maybe you could run like I don't know, like a information faction inside it or something. I don't know. I don't like to exclude my friends, you know.
Oh no, I like your ideas, but there again, Grinraid's right. The biggest thing hinges on how you're going to convince the dragons, and then you pick the worst time to do this. To be honest, because we're about to probably go to war with the cult of the dragon.
Exactly.
So, right.
All right.
Oh, yeah, more dragons. Yeah, good point.
First
not,
of all-
not good publicity.
It's me you're talking to. What do you mean? How am I going to convince them to go along with it? 2, it's freaking awesome. All right. And 3,
It is pretty
it
cool.
would make them super famous.
I mean, I didn't think about this though. Dragons like treasure, right? They love gold.
That's right.
Cut them in on it.
Oh, well, that's a given.
Right. But you know, dragons have greed. So you have to watch out. So we have to think, how much can we give them and still
See-
come away with a profit?
See, that's the beauty of it too, is we could have this beautiful sets of armor and riding gear and everything, because you know that they ain't going to be caught dead and looking something cheap.
Well,
So-
we do have a master armorer sitting right here. And I'll look at Crenrade and pat him on the back.
Oh, huh? What? Sorry, I was thinking about armor.
See, there you go. Perfect. Maybe you can make a riding saddle or something too for the dragon. You know what I'm saying? So see, now we're thinking.
How about this for a name? I was thinking maybe I'm working on it, but this sounds pretty good. How about the Cowboys from Helm?
Well,
That's Michael laughing, not
that's amazing.
Oh my
I
god.
love it.
In
Cowboys from
character,
Helm.
what's the cowboy?
Oh god! From out of character for all you listening, it's a play on words from a Pandora. I mean, not Pandora, but a Pantera song.
Oh my god, I love it. Yeah.
It's great, but in character, what the hell is a cowboy?
And I pretty much point at Falazure. Pretty much Falazure. Yeah, that would be a cowboy.
Well, thank you. I am
So
cowboy at heart.
You're the cowboy or a cow? I'm confused.
He represents what a cowboy would be.
Oh, so
Cowboy
debonair, bit of flair.
Now, well, let me tell you, it's a way of life, really. I mean, at my core, I'm a cowboy. I grew up on a ranch. I worked cattle, worked horses. You know what I mean?
God, he's a country boy.
Yeah. Oh, is Des there?
Right.
Oh,
Des has been sitting there listening to you guys the whole time, just smoking his
Yeah.
pipe,
And I point
and then
over
he
at
says
Dez.
that.
Dez is
Thank
a
God you're a
druid
cowboy.
I
Des?
didn't see you there.
Fallazure's
Look.
eyes light up. Des,
What?
it gives me a great idea. You're a genius.
I am?
That's right. You
You are.
I'm going to use that for a title of one of my songs.
Mm.
A country boy can survive.
Gotcha.
You know what? Also, you could do if Des was willing to help. You could maybe convert or recruit some of the plants to your cause as well, right? Because Des can talk to plants and animals. Maybe you could convert them to your dragon riding helm thing.
I mean,
Mm.
yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's a good idea, Kenraid. I
Thank
will
you.
definitely explore that option.
No, it's really great because if they don't pay up whatever tithe you want to give them, right? You just eat them.
You can insight me if you like, but
No, I don't.
definitely being deceitful.
Absolutely not. I trust you 100%. In Crenraid's mind, it's the best idea ever because it's a whole new demographic of people that don't have a religion yet.
So what do y'all think? You think the order of Cowboys from Helm? What do you think?
Oh,
I
I
like
don't
the
understand it, but it really rolls off the tongue. That's what I think.
I like the name.
Well, I could say the Dragon Rider's a Helm, but that'd be kind of boring. You know what I mean?
Cowboys from Helm works.
I
So
just
write that on the-
Cowboys ride steed. You don't think that'd be offensive, do you? Do you think dragons would take offense to it?
Oh, probably. Most definitely.
Again, you need you're come on, Captain C. You're the one that would be able to pass that off. But there again, if you cut them in on it, how much are you looking to charge for this glorious new sect of Helm?
Oh, I'll pay any price to get it up and running.
I ain't talking about you paying. I'm thinking, how much would somebody pay to do this?
Oh, you mean like membership dues?
Yeah, something like that. Like
You know what? You would be
Your
good as
firstborn child.
you would be good as an order treasury. Maybe that's what I appoint you as.
put me in charge of the money, huh?
See, that's
Well-
what you need to do as firstborn child. That way the dragons have something to eat.
Oh,
No,
yes, that
we
makes a
can't-
lot of
we can't have
sense.
human sacrifices or
Des,
humanoid sacrifices.
He
What?
chuckles a little bit. He's gonna. I'm assuming you're being facetious.
No. Des is talking about the animals that you get coming in. You asked for their firstborn child, so the dragons have something to eat.
No, I think he was actually talking about humanoid sacrifice to the dragon.
Maybe.
But
Yeah,
Des,
I look
they would
at
already
Des and
get
give him
a.
a wink.
They'd already get a lot of treasure. It's and the members who ride the dragons, the metallic dragons that agree to be in the order, they get all the glory, and the dragons get a lot of the loot. Everybody's happy. Well, I don't want to talk about this all day, but I just wanted to swing that by you. And
Well, before you make any massive financial decisions, I've been doing the math on this here abacus, right? And yeah, I need you to double check, please, Falazure. I'm not very good with numbers.
That's fine, buddy.
In my estimate, making the suit of armor, getting the regents and the materials needed to make it, if we can't scrounge them elsewhere, we got to go out and get them from somewhere. It's going to cost 8,000 gold.
wait, Kenraid, we got the mithril to make it.
Yeah, it's the regents necessary to put it together. It's everything else as well.
Oh, where you coming? Whoa! So that horse in there. Where are you coming up with that number? Show me.
Obviously, it's downtime actions, and that's how much the armor costs to make.
But how long are we talking here?
Sure, considering we're so active, like all the time, it's going to be a long time. Like, if I had Faldore's help, I don't think he's pretty good with leather, so that might be pretty helpful. And Des could definitely help with, herding the sheep and whatnot that we'll need. McGregor could go a bit faster, but it's still going to take quite a long time, even for me.
Yeah, and FYI, the time it takes is based on the value of the material, not how much you have to pay for the material. So the value, yes, you got the adamantine without having to pay for it, or the mithril without having to pay for it, but the DM's guide rules on downtime. You can do basically 50, I think it's like 50 gold pieces worth of tinkering in a week's time.
What?
Of downtime. So and one person working for a week would be 50 gold pieces. You get multiple people working, it would be 100 gold pieces or 150 or whatever.
It's like a full work week. So you divide the total cost of the item by 50, and that's where you get the time of how long it takes, which is 160 days if we're doing it by the official rules. I don't know if we want to swing that. You can speed that up with Mentor help, which again is in the downtime actions.
Okay, so what's the verdict so far here?
I need to know his intelligence score. Faldore's intelligence.
My intelligence?
Yeah. What's your modifier?
Give me 1 second.
Oh, good.
I've got multiple screens, so give me a second. My intelligence is 17, modifier +3.
Okay, so 3 months off the time.
Oh boy.
You said 160 days, you knock 3 months off, that's 90 days, so you're looking at
90 days.
So 3 months.
Of solid work.
Yeah, of solid.
Yeah, and I'm willing to say that things like when you're obviously here in this castle and the only thing the castle is doing is flying, then you can basically have a full day of working and count that, even if you have to fight off an attack at some point. It's like the bulk of your day is spent doing that work, so I count that.
Okay, go ahead.
If you're somewhere, if you guys are traveling across country on horseback, and then obviously you're riding on a horse and you can't be working at a forge, so you can't count that day. But I'm going to be pretty lenient in terms of what I count as a day of work. And then if more than one of you are spending time working on the project, then that, with the ability checks and things like that, because when you're making armor, there's clearly the smithing, but then there's other things ancillary that go along with that.
Yeah,
so,
working, using all the regions, everything else.
Falazure would be helping Crinraid the whole time.
In conversation, Falazure's like,
yeah.
wait, so how long exactly are we talking here if it's just us three?
Falazure holds up 3 fingers and says, well, by my calculations, put down your abacus, Crinraid.
Oh, thank you.
My calculations, we're looking at if it's purely me and Crinraid working nonstop 3 months.
Oh, hell's bells, man.
Yeah, that makes it
I got a better idea. Crinraid. Listen, I got this helmet of transportation, right?
It makes me feel queasy. I don't like it, but yeah.
I know you don't, buddy, but hear me out. What if we go back to where you're from, because dwarves are master crafters, from what I hear. So I go back with you. Yeah, we go back with you, and we grab the 7 dwarves that you pick out, and we come on back.
So I do have some bad news.
7 drawers.
Dwarves.
When did you get a hutch?
I'm being funny because you can carry. It's 8 people.
Oh, that's what you call that.
Yeah.
Being funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't say that out loud. I'm talking out of character.
Hillcrest doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. Hillcrest was destroyed by a black dragon. I escaped with a bunch of the populace, and they were killed by kobolds. And then I met Farmakul, and he smacked me with a hammer, and I fell into a river.
Okay.
It was a whole thing. Anyway, all I'm going to say was I don't really know. Yeah. I don't really know any other dwarves.
And Gragglestug's out of the question, Falazure, because that place is probably buried.
Well, we can sure as hell take a trip down there and see what's going on.
I don't think we want to go back to Gragglestug.
Out of character, that's me laughing. What do you mean? It couldn't be that bad. We could just zip in for a second and zip on out.
No,
I want to check on my cousin. I like that idea.
That probably would. You know why we left Gragglestug? I don't think there's anything left of Gragglestug.
I want to see if they still got any more of that mushroom wine, or those delicious salads that they did.
Okay.
No.
Oh yeah, cousin too.
It's okay. So nobody here has been to a dwarven city outside of Hillcrest. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that?
I have. I've been to bloody dwarven cities. Don't get me wrong. I could probably talk them into doing the work.
Okay.
Mano to mano, I could get it done.
Probably be expensive as shit.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I got some gold to spend. It's a hell of a lot faster than
his math.
3 months.
Right, but his math wasn't too far off. Good job, Crinraid, by the way.
Thank you. I've been looking at this abacus for a long time.
Right.
Well, just think about it. I don't know about you, but I think dwarves would be pretty happy to make 50 gold a day.
That's 50 gold a week, but. You're looking
50 gold a week.
But that's 50 gold per person. So if you had 4 or 5 dwarves working on this, no offense, Crinraid, 4 or 5 dwarves working on this, you're looking at that's.
Well, I won't say 7 dwarves because that's how many I can. Well,
right, I got you.
I can bring 7 dwarves back with me.
But that would be pointless, and we have to feed them, put them up, take care of them. This isn't our castle.
Listen,
do that.
Damn it, Thaldor. I'm a man of I can, not I can't, okay?
I'm being rational, Falazure. That's what I'm trying to explain to you, my rationale.
Well, having more experienced hands would certainly make the work quicker, but, as finding the time and the resources to do that, not to mention trusting, these people to do the work, and I'm sure they would because they're dwarves, but still, it's going to take a bit. What we could do is we could prioritize which pieces of armor we work on first. So, if we make, the torso piece first, right, you might be able to use that and some gauntlets and use it as kind of like a half plate. and then maybe we could work on the rest as we go. Maybe we could short down the time. That way you have access to, some sturdy piece of armor a bit earlier.
You want to run that by me one more time, Kenraid?
So, OOC, I'm asking Gally as well, because this is just me making up my own head. This isn't a rule. I'm asking if we can make the armor, because we're making full plate. So it's a full set of plate armor from the head to the toes. That requires lots of different moving parts. I'm wondering if we can focus on certain aspects of the armor first to get that done, and then provide that as armor at the early stages. So starting at like half plate, because it's just the chest and the shoulders.
Or I could go pick up some workers and pay them to do a job, however much you decide.
Yeah. Okay. And the goal here
is.
Are we talking about? Well, no. I mean, what Falazure wants in terms of an item. Are we looking at having this thing enchanted?
Absolutely.
In the future, sure.
Which I will be putting runes into. Cranray does have that experience, but he doesn't have the experience to actually do the enchanting. But he can make it masterwork so it can be enchanted later.
Mulek could be good at that, probably.
Yeah, he'd definitely know more about it than I would. That's for sure.
Or I could just, always pay for it.
Well, you're going to have to pay for it regardless. It just depends on how much.
Well, the way you're paying for it is in time.
Right.
You got out of having to spend the gold for it, but theoretically you could go to some workshop of master craftsmen that would have 25 master craftsmen being able to work on this all at one time. And they would charge you the cost for the materials. They would not use materials that you provided. They would charge you the cost for the materials and the cost of the labor. And because you paid a whole lot more, you would get it a whole lot faster. It's that same thing. You can have it fast, cheap, and great quality, and you can get 2 of the 3, but you can't get all 3 of them. And you have the cheap and great quality, so the thing that you're paying for is you're paying for time, and I really don't see any way around that unless you then also go and pay more money on top of what you've already essentially spent.
Yeah. He's willing to pay for quality. I mean,
so
it's
you guys
full mithril plate we're talking about here. It's not like
you
nobody
guys
just runs around, and if anybody was going to run around and something like that, it would definitely be a disciple of Helm.
Yeah, you are definitely of the correct level, and you have to be minimum level to craft something of that, or minimum of 6 level to craft something like that. And then character engaged in the activity makes progress in 25 gold piece increments, spending that amount for each day of work until the total cost is paid. Character is assumed to work for 8 hours of each of those days, thus creating an item that costs 500 gold pieces, takes 20 days and 500 gold. So we're talking about something that's an order of magnitude 10 times that. So instead of 20 days, it'd be like 200 days, give or take. But then that is just one person working on it at a time. If you have 2 people working on it, you have that time. If you have 3 people working on it, it's a third of that time. And so on and so on.
But I have the materials, right? So I don't have to pay.
Well, but yes, you still have to pay. The cost is representative of working on those materials.
Okay.
Now, normally,
so how much are we looking at?
I think we did figure. Did I give you an actual cost, Crenraid?
Yes, you gave me the math and everything. That's what I've been quoting.
Well, so that was 8,000. So, what is 8,000 divided by 25? 8,000 divided by 25 is a lot.
320 days.
Okay. That's 320 character days.
Correct.
So if there's 2 people working on it, it's 160 character days. Now, I think there are some things, if you get some rolls, you can cut down that time a little bit, yada, yada. If you have 3 people working on it, it's like 100 and something like 107 days to make it. So there's no way of getting around that. So Falazure is going to have 320 person days invested in making this, divided up by however many people are working on it.
Okay. Sounds great. Let's do it.
Absolutely. I'm going to get started right away. But I also need to make this rod for the dragon. So that being a simple item in comparison shouldn't take as long.
Right. Yeah. That would be. How much of the mithril would you be using to create that?
So we've got 4 pounds spare. So probably how much needed to make a bar or rod? So probably a pound and a half.
Okay. All right. And then I think we had the cost somewhere of how much mithril costs per pound. So
I can write that up for you.
All right. So then that would just be however many days that takes, and that can be counted as done. And then dive into the armor. So yeah, as long as you guys want to track that, and as Paul put in the chat, for 3 people working on that project, there'd be 106 days to make the armor. 3 people working on it.
I like the idea of us doing skill checks, like to get like critical successes or critical fails, like adding some benefit or negative to the time it takes. I think that's a nice touch, Callie.
That I'm willing to do that, where like if you succeed, then you proceed as normal. If you have a critical success, then you can maybe get 50% more. If you have if you fail, it's like it'll eat up a little bit more time. It's like maybe have 20%, or like you can't get a full day's work out of it. You get like 80% of a day's work, and then if you have a critical failure, it's like you only get 50% of a day's work or something. So I mean, I don't know if you guys want to make those rolls and kind of bank on succeeding more than failing, or
that sounds terrifying. But can we? Falazure's just like, well, come on, can't we just go get like 1 or 2 Master Smith dwarves? I mean, fine, we don't have to bring the 7 dwarves back.
You would be better off. Hold on.
I mean, we might be able to get some of the dwarves work on certain pieces, right? So, like, if they did a gauntlet, someone else did a gauntlet, and then we could combine them. But, you're never going to get an all-around fit that way. It's probably better if I have my hands on it and you guys assist me.
Well, I mean, couldn't I just be here for the fitting a lot or something?
Oh, I need you more than the fitting. I need your artistic help. Because I know that your symbols are very important to you. I saw that giant fist kick that air elementals in the groin. So.
I was thinking, yeah, right. I was thinking it could be like this really cool gauntlet of Helm in our own little style, and then there's like dragon wings coming out the sides.
I literally lay out all the drawings that I did with Grinraid and lay them out for him. Take your pick, Falazure.
Yeah, well, you need to go over these.
And you know what would be really awesome is if on both wings they were divided in the different colors of the metallic dragons.
What
Now
about the
you're asking
gemstone
for a
dragons?
lot.
Well, on the pamphlet.
Oh, okay.
Now he's talking about the pamphlet. We're talking about your armor. And I pointed to all the drawings.
Oh.
But you know, if we can squeeze it in, that'd be pretty awesome too.
I need to work on this rod, all right? And we're going to use this tiny pearl we got for those giants. We're going to give it to Felgolos to show our sincerity, because he did give us all this wonderful mithril, and this is primo quality stuff. So, you know, in fact to those guys, I'll work on that first, get out of the way.
That shouldn't take you too long to make a trinket.
No, if I have your help, Faldor, you're pretty good with these whole gemstone things, right? I've seen you handle them. If you could like do some of the carving for me, that'd be speed up the process quite a lot.
Wait a minute. You gonna put gemstones in the armor?
We have this is on the rod to give to Felgolos.
We're a decoration for his throne. That's how we got your mithril. So the
a mithril rod with dragon wings holding up the pearl that we got from the giants, the 500 GP pearl.
Oh my!
That actually is pretty impressive.
By the gods, that's a great idea, Kinraid. You're a genius.
I know how to make fancy things.
If we put gems in the armor, then we could also call ourselves the Rhinestone Cowboys.
Also, you know, it would be easier to convince the gemstone dragons about it too.
That's right. We could bring them in.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what's Des doing?
We change the subject.
He just left and
Des doing? What are you guys doing? What's going on with Eric?
Des is just staring off into space at this point in time because his brain just hurts after listening to you guys.
And the spotlight moves over to Belle. What's Belle doing?
If anyone can find her first.
Well, what's Belle doing? What are you doing?
Hiding in the bushes.
Still?
Yes.
Even after we've rested?
Well, if the
next
dragons
morning?
left away so she could sneak back to her room, then yes.
Okay.
If not, she would have camped in the bush.
Can't make love to a
being said, if we did fresh, you should go back to full health. She'll have still already bloody nose.
We haven't actually rested yet. But we will.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Gally said it was the next day.
We're just talking.
I'm giving you guys a chance.
That's right.
I did want to let you do some stuff because I do want to kind of fast forward some things.
Thanks, Gala.
By the end of the session, but I want to give you time to talk this out.
I mean, I feel like that's a good breaking point. Like Falazure's like the Rhinestone Cowboys, and everybody just rolls their eyes, and then
Oh, wait, are you going to
cut away?
Are you going to skip days now, or?
We're probably going to go ahead and advance a couple of days at a time. If there are things you want to be doing during, a couple of days, you can briefly outline what those are. But,
I can do really quick. I'm just going to learn mirror image again and recast that into Kinraid's ring.
Oh, thank you. This was great.
And I'm also going to learn Fireball again and cast that into IG.
Okay.
And then the rest of the time, I'm just going to be my free time hanging out in the library, looking to see if there's any books of magic.
Yeah, and I'm going to say for Eric's benefit that Count Thullen has kind of heard off and on some of your discussions, and so if he thinks of anything, if Count Thullen thinks of anything, he can sort of pipe up and talk to the group at some point or another. Yeah.
Right. Yes. So you are looking at craftsmen, and dwarves are arguably quite good. I can say that, but that there are those that are better.
Never met him.
What would that be?
Well, they're a little hard to convince, but fire giants do quite well. Very handy with a forge, and make excellent armor.
Count Thullen, I respect you, but you're joking, right? We're already at a tense moment with the fact that we have brokered a peace between you and the dragons. Do you think it would be crazy to see us go to fire giants and go, "Oh, can you make this armor for us?" They would probably squish us.
Well,
Obviously, a bit more diplomacy would be needed, of course, but you could. They have been known. They have been known to take on jobs of this sort of thing. It depends upon probably more of your reputation and what giant folk think of you in general.
well, we could try the same thing I was telling Felgolos the other day about how him being a petrified statue and how I was the chosen one, and then we rode together and we started this alliance between giants and dragons again, and yeah, that might work.
Yeah, I don't think that would go over so well with the fire giants.
Well, you never know till you try. That's what my grandpappy always said.
I have an idea.
Uh,
I wonder if we might be able to get the fire of a dragon. That would almost help with the process if we were to forge it ourselves, would it not, Grinraid?
absolutely. They used that in Grapplestug. When I went over there and saw the forges, the heated metal was much, much quicker.
Everybody feel free to give me some, let's call them survival checks.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah, that sucks. I've rolled crap.
Oh my, wow, tonight has been insane.
Okay. All right. Mulek and Bell. Not surprising, the two smarty pants come up with these. All right. A couple of things. Number one, you guys have heard a lot of stories about giants, and there is one thing that giants respect, and that is results. So it comes to mind, you kind of put two and two together from what Count Thullen is saying, that, you would be in a much better position to ask fire giants for help if this whole plan to rescue King Hecaton goes really well. If you impress them with your ability to basically free their sovereign, they might be a lot more willing. Furthermore, King Hecaton, if he's back on his throne, he would be in a position to sort of ask as a favor, maybe to him, for some of the giants that are his thralls to do things. So that's one avenue when you're thinking about the potential of getting giants for help. The second thing, thinking about Dragonfire. Dragonfire is fine. It would be very helpful as long as you have a way of being either immune or resistant to it. Because you get a little too close to Dragonfire and, that's going to hurt. So now down in Gracklestug, what they were doing is they were using the dragon to keep the forges lit. What it kind of sounded like, and this may just be me out of character, it kind of sounded like you guys thinking, well, you maybe could have the dragon sitting there and breathing on the fire, and that would be a little bit more risky than having the dragon just keep the forges lit. So, just a couple of things to think about there.
So no, out of character, no possibility that like the magical properties from a dragon's breath would somewhat tiny bit be imbued into.
No, not really.
Okay.
No. But definitely, when Count Thullen starts talking about the giants, it's like at least Mulek and Bell are like, that's not as crazy as it sounds. If everything goes well, but we probably don't. We probably want to wait to ask them until after we've rescued King Hecaton.
They do have very big hands, and they would be very handy with a hammer. But I'm still convinced I could do a better job.
Since since Bell is not there, and I don't think Mulek was there, like we would say it was like Falazure, Thaldor, and Kenray were kind of like, and the Count were kind of talking about this over dinner or something.
I'm just gonna say this would be conversations throughout the rest of the day and later on, that as people heard about it, they would be like, oh, okay, yeah, that would pipe up. Okay, so we know what Mulek's going to do over the next couple of days. The dragons take on humanoid forms. And I'll just bring these guys out in the courtyard for you. You have Paldreth over here. They all take on the forms of human nobles. And then Seldreth, and then Zillus, and then Felgolos.
We know what Felgolos looks like.
Yeah. And they tell Count Thullen that, or Count Thullen talks to them, and Felgolos reminds the other dragons, or fills in the other dragons, that there was this sort of or wait a minute, did Felgolos hear? Yes, Felgolos did hear about that the giants down in Maelstrom were wanting to have you guys bring more giants onto the castle to help with this fight. And indeed, Falazure, it's probably the afternoon of the following day, you get a sending.
Oh.
And this sending is from Princess Serissa herself.
Oh.
And the princess will tell you that 8 of her father's liege lords. So this would be, 8 of her father's liege lords. This would be two stone giants, 2 frost giants, 2 cloud giants, and 2 fire giants. 8 of his liege lords have agreed to join in the effort to free King Hecaton from the ship when the ship is found, and they have all used their conchs of teleportation, and they are in Maelstrom now. And basically, it's okay. Anytime you guys are ready, you can come in and take them out and come in and start teleporting them away. She'll basically tell you, 8 giant lords answer the call. Okay. They're here. You can come anytime.
He'll respond with, Thank you, Your Royal Highness. Your generosity knows no bounds. I will relay the message.
Okay.
And I'm not sure why he sounded Southern Georgian.
No, that's
for
okay.
A second, but
He got a bit nervous at the princess
yes,
herself.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that giants are coming to be teleported here. So Falazure just like he grabs everybody. He's like, hey everybody, group team meeting.
Hmm.
And so he gathers everybody and
When you say everybody, do you mean the party, or
I'm talking-
including all the NPCs?
I'm
as well?
talking the cooks. I'm talking the dragons. Everybody who is on this damn thing is gonna have to be in on this.
Piddlewick
Okay.
comes out of the bag, ready to talk.
Who do I go after now?
Right.
Okay. Piddlewick talks. Everybody, Count Thullen and the dragons all look around and say, "Abandoned ship." That thing talked.
If Piddlewick could talk, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is what Galibon reveals.
No. Okay. All right. So yeah, they're all here in the courtyard.
Her princess, the princess's name was what again? I'm sorry,
Serissa.
Serissa. All right. As all of you know, that we have an ongoing alliance between giants and metallic dragons. But we have a bit of a problem.
When do we not?
The princess just basically, I think it's Princess Serissa.
Serissa.
Serissa?
Yep,
Yeah.
Serissa.
What was her name again? He leans over and like
Serissa.
Thaldor and Melik.
Begins with an S.
Sure. Yes, excuse me, Her Royal Highness Princess
Gorilla.
Serissa. And she just sent me a message saying that her father, 8 of the siege lords, has agreed to join our cause. And they're waiting for us at Maelstrom to come pick them up and teleport them back here. But there's a little bit of a caveat, as my grandma would say. They don't know about the Alliance. Wait,
Right.
out of character. Thaldor goofed up and mentioned something, and I had to make up a bunch of BS, right? Or was that only when we got back here and was talking to Felgolos?
No,
Both.
no, that was both. Both.
Okay.
Places.
So I know it's a bit of a shit show, but in the spare of the moment, I had to roll with it, and I kind of convinced them.
Convinced you of what?
Well, you were there, Ken Raid. You don't
Oh,
remember?
No.
Yeah, I convinced them that there was this foretold ancient legend that since I was a lore bard and they don't really know about such things, but that there was this legend and it foretells a prophecy of a chosen one will come forth and rescue this metallic dragon who's been petrified as a statue, and then the dragon's so overwhelmingly, thankful, and help me out, Thaldor. What else did I say while I was there? Do you remember?
It was a lot.
Yeah, Thaldor, you remember he poured it on thick, and then he somehow you just were convinced that you all were going straight to the headsman, and somehow they were like, "Oh, well, that sounds wonderful." And when you looked up, it was just that dazzling smile and captaincy that saved the day. Out
Yeah.
of character, he got a blessed dice roll.
Yeah, and it was. Oh yeah, I remember it was something about like I saved this this famous count who's a cloud giant or something like that. I don't know. I was kind of making up as I go along. It's still fixable. I think we can adjust the story.
And
But basically, I mean, it goes out without no surprise. But I am the chosen one in the story, and Felgolos is the dragon that I was speaking of. And then somehow I told him that basically we made a pact.
Felgolos comes over and he puts a hand on Falazure's shoulder and he says, Falazure, it is precisely this reason why my companions and I are in humanoid form. I think when you go to this maelstrom, what you need to tell them is that 4 additional friends of your group have joined you on the castle. Say no more. Do not say any more than you need to say at the time. Let the giants come. Giants do not typically have true sight, and we are indeed polymorphed and not just mere illusions, so they're not going to bump into an invisible dragon form somewhere.
What about the dragon orb that we gave the princess? What if
The wand.
dragon wand?
Yeah, wand of detection. Mm.
Or maybe they have other items like that.
Just pray that the princess doesn't come herself. Did she say she was coming?
She didn't say, but
Well,
I tried to plan for the worst.
Perhaps. Then take somebody with you who can cast sending. If the princess is going to come, give us fair warning. We can get to a far side of the castle and go into dragon form and take flight until we can figure out what's going on. But let's hope for the best. Contingency plan for the worst.
It's no wonder he's in charge. He's very smart.
That's a pretty good plan. And I guess at one point, you just magically come out of nowhere and aid us in the battle. And then they're like, hooray! And then it's the chosen one. And then I ride you into battle. And then we defeat the foes. And then they're like, oh, the legend's true. And things like that, right? And then that'll definitely get them on board. And then I can start my faction of cowboys from Helm. And then it's just, I just think I can see it all right now in my head.
Let's take this one step at a time. Let's take this one step at a time.
It's a very good idea for establishing peace, though.
If
if it's part of their law.
We will aid Count Thullen in the effort to free King Hecaton. If Count Thullen's fellow giants see this as aid, well, we'll hope that goes for the best. And I certainly hope that King Hecaton realizes we are on his side when he sees metallic dragons. Because if he does not, well, at least we can fly.
Well, I mean, as I said, I kind of already told him about the prophecy.
Yes. But let's just not rub any proverbial salt in the wound. Let them come to it in their own time. Shall we?
All right. Who here can do sending?
Let me see here.
Looks over at Mulek.
Yeah.
Looks over at Dez. Looks over at Bell.
Yeah, I can do it, man.
Anybody else? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I could write a letter. It wouldn't be very good, but I could send it.
With Valdor's,
I could put it in his ring. We could do that.
I feel like you know what? Falazure would say that in character based off of the diplomacy / charisma of Mulek.
Yeah, probably would.
I'm gonna roll with it. It's just Falusure's looking around like.
Out of character, I don't think anybody else has it. The only possible exception might be Bell. If
I could find a pigeon.
With this.
Or the scrolls. I think we still have a few more scrolls.
Bell does not have sending.
Oh, Bell doesn't have sending. Okay, all right.
Mulek, you are powerful in the arcane arts, brother. There is no doubt about it. But may I borrow one of those scrolls of sending?
Yeah. Let me see how many we got left.
Have you guys used any? You may have used one, but I don't.
We've used a couple.
We've used two.
We used some in Grucklestug. We used some in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Thaldor's used a couple.
Yeah, there's plenty between you two.
But I think we divided them between Mulek and Thaldor, and I don't have any. I don't think.
Yeah, I think I've got 3. There's 3 left in my bag of holding.
Okay.
So I'll reach in. I'm like, here, you want to take it?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it's all right. Go ahead. You tell Her Majesty that.
Oh no, you're going to take it in case she comes. You're going to let us know.
No, I need to let her. Well, I think we should let her know we're coming, and then, So I mean, I think it'd be all right for you to, talk to her.
You just want me to call her, tell her you're coming? Who's going? How many people?
Who all wants to go? All of us? Wait, damn it. There are 8 of them. Goodness gracious, I'm going to have to make 2 trips.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just
minimum of 2 trips.
You can take care of it.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
you're good with people. Trust you.
I can use this helmet 3 times per dawn. So
yeah, that would be 1 trip there, 1 trip back, and then if you could either save the. Oh yeah, that's right. You could take the conch there.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then use the helm to come back and be only 1. But the problem is that conch can only be used once a day. I think it can only be used once a day.
It's a once a day, yeah. So it's
you
can do it in the 3 days got.
So that's fine. Use the conch to get there. Then you've got 3 charges of your helm. You come back, you go back again, and you come back. You can do it all in one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as we don't mess up a roll.
Oh yeah, but I've been there.
Yeah,
a couple of times now, right?
I will.
It will help.
I will cast.
Yeah. You guys have been there a few times.
And you've got the conch.
Yeah,
you got the conch, so you're guaranteed.
And they have a teleport circle there, don't they?
Yeah.
So it should be
okay. And
is there a teleport circle on this flying castle or not?
No.
That's the only problem.
You are.
Take something from here, and I think it's 100% coming back, as long as you have something from here.
It would be the conch. The conch.
The conch is for Maelstrom. You just need something to come back here. So just take.
Something from here. And Count Thullen will give you something. He'll give you a book from the library.
Cromer is holding a piece of rock that he just picked off of the ground.
What is Belle gonna do?
Her bell that she always gives Falazure whenever she leaves or he leaves her.
Oh.
Okay.
Like a little bill? Okay.
Yeah. It's more important for location than personal. So yes, that's a sentimental thing, but mechanically it doesn't help anything.
It's a mini bell.
Well, she'll still give it to him.
Yeah. It's a nice sentimental thing, but mechanically, the book from the library is what is tied to this place.
Just make sure you get a human-sized book.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't break into a lore bard song about "Ring my bell." Oh, never mind. Bell. Oh, okay, just shoot me now. Okay. So he takes the bell because he knows it makes her feel good. Puts it on his amulet.
All right.
I'm. All right,
And then
I'll be back shortly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I use the conch.
Okay. He
conch.
uses the conch, and shows up on the teleportation circle.
Mulek did send a message, right? It's not like I'm just showing up.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
You
great.
showed up.
Okay.
But I did make sure you had water breathing.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Well, you get to that rune over there, and then I'm going to copy your token, bring you back to this layer, and a storm giant guard greets you and brings you downstairs. And when you get down to this big music room, you see indeed there are a couple of storm giant lords, which are over here, and they are talking with some of the guards, not pictured. But then you see two of the stone giants, two of the frost giants here, two of the fire giants here, and two of the stone giants here. And then coming, a guard runs and gets Princess Serissa and Imperator Uthor. And the two of them will come up here and will come around and they will greet you. And Princess Serissa says, "Oh, Falazure, it's a pleasure to have you in our hall again." And she says, "My lords, this is Falazure. He is one of the small folk we mentioned. He is on a castle with a cloud giant named Count Thullen. They are on their way towards Maelstrom, and when they get here, they will continue on towards the Purple Rocks. Falazure, you should know that my uncle has established a war council with the stone giants, the frost giants, the fire giants, and the cloud giants. The lords that you see here, they are going to attack from the castle when you find and identify the ship. We will be sending a force of our storm giants riding on their whale mounts. We should have a total of 8 storm giant lords that will be leaving from Maelstrom, and all will converge on the ship at the same time. With any luck, they will have no idea what is coming before you all descend upon them and unleash holy vengeance and free Mind Father from his captors. This is, and you can tell, reading the room, you can tell the stone giants, they're just sort of listening to this. The cloud giants, they're kind of neutral about all this, and, they seem to be pretty happy they're going to a cloud giant castle. The frost giants, they've kind of got their arms crossed and they're looking at you suspiciously. And the fire giants, they're just sort of glowering. They're kind of glaring. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, and
do these giants speak common at all?
And do you ask that to Princess?
No, that's
Serissa?
out of a question. That's out of character. Like,
well, they haven't spoken up, so you don't know. And she actually, you can infer that they do because she is speaking in common. And they all seem to be listening, and some of them are nodding, and others are just kind of looking at you with suspicion. And Imperator Uther, he looks around and he says to the frost giants and the fire giants, he says, Lord Helgel, Lady Helenhild, Lord Rathos, Lady Tartha, you should know that this small folk and his companions, they came into our midst with a conch given to them by my brother. And they helped us to identify a cancer within the halls. A woman who had misused the trust that I and my 3 daughters had placed in her. Falazure, you should know that when I questioned Mirren and Nim, they admitted that before my brother's wife died, that they had spoken to Lady Imrith of their displeasure. As the 2 eldest daughters, they thought they should be in line for the Wormskull throne before Serissa. But my brother deemed that neither one of them was fit for rule, and that Serissa was his rightful heir. And Mirren and Nim both told Imrith that they wished their mother dead. So we have confined them to their quarters, to their rooms, until King Hekaton returns, and we will let him decide what is to become of them. But it seems that the rot that Imrith brought to our halls ran very deep indeed. It is likely that she turned 2 of his children against him and his wife. And then he looks back at the other giants and he says, know that without this humanoid, likely she would have been able to go even further. This is our ally. Leave your distrust behind until King Hekaton is freed. Judge him and his companions in the coming days by their deeds, not by his size. They are more mighty than you would imagine. Are we clear on this? And all of them, they all just sort of stand up and they say, yes, my lord. And then Serissa says, Falazure, I believe you have means of returning to the castle. You are free to take a meal with us, or if you would prefer to get back, you can... my uncle and I will take our leave, and you can go.
Well, I mean, Your Highness, I guess a little bit of a meal wouldn't hurt.
Very well. And so they go to the formal dining hall, and there's a big meal, and the giants in turn, especially the frost giants and the fire giants, they take turns trying to outdo each other with like giant battle songs.
Yeah.
The stone giants and the cloud giants, they seem to just sort of, the stone giants hardly speak at all. The cloud giants just sort of listen, and at times they will nod appreciatively, and other times they'll just sort of they'll like shake their heads a little bit, because of course they're all singing in giant.
Right.
I don't know, does Falazure understand giant?
Sure doesn't, but he is going to take back a bunch of food if he can for Kenraid and the others if they want it.
Okay. Yeah. She'll pack up some. She'll pack up a. Actually, she will pack up some doggy bags, giant-sized doggy bags, and she will get the 8 giant lords to each carry one.
That's funny.
And so she says, "Take these to Count Thullen and to your companions with our thanks. Please let us. Please let us know when you approach the Purple Rocks, and if you have any sighting of the Morgoth."
All right. Sounds good to me. One little problem. It's not a big problem, but I can only take 7 willing creatures with myself. I'll have to make a double trip for one of you boys who want to stay behind. Raise your hand.
Okay. You and up to 8 willing creatures. So it's a total of 9 that can teleport.
Oh, really? I thought it was...
Yeah, it's yeah.
Oh.
It's you and 8. So
Well,
they
dumb. Okay.
He wouldn't have said that, because in character, Falazure would have known that. Player knowledge doesn't have to be character knowledge.
That's true.
That's a thing where a character would know something that the player doesn't.
All right. So he's
actually they'll kind of all get in
circle, if you will.
Circle, if you will, close enough, and they are all willing.
He stands between the 2 frost giants, and he looks up, and he's like, and he looks around, and he says, "Everybody ready?"
They all indicate that they are.
He looks up at the frost giants, and he's like, "Hey boys, why the cold shoulders?" And he casts teleportation.
Okay. All right. So
I think he needs to have something taken away for that one.
All right. So we're going to run a couple of minutes long, but that's okay. Anybody who absolutely has to drop can, but we're going to run a couple of minutes to get this session done tonight.
He tries to make this as fast as possible, so yeah.
Yep. And okay, you guys all appear on the castle, and they all sort of look around, and the 2 other cloud giants, they immediately come over, and they greet Count Thullen, and the rest of you guys, you quickly realize that they are not used to dealing with small folk, so you guys kind of have to dodge and get out of the way, because they're looking at Count Thullen's eyes and just walking along, and it's kind of like they probably wouldn't mean to step on you, but they probably would step on you if you were underfoot.
I don't want to roleplay it out, but Falazure would just be like, I guess, the emissary between, like, you know, the diplomatic, you know, like this, you know, welcome to blah 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 blah. Yeah,
and Count Thullen will greet everybody, and the giants will introduce themselves.
There's lots of patting on the back and that.
Yeah, exactly. And a couple of more days go by, and you all notice your dragon allies are very, very good about remaining inconspicuous in their humanoid form, and they kind of will nip off from time to time, and you won't notice them for several hours, and then they will return. And Count Thullen apparently has worked something out, because there are a couple of times a day that he makes very sure that nobody, most particularly none of the giants, are in the throne room, where that big hole in the floor is that leads to the outside. And from time to time, you will see the dragons in humanoid form either walking into the throne room and then they disappear for a long time, or after a long time they will walk back out of the throne room. So you guys kind of get an idea. Oh, that's where they're going to, change into form. And
hey, Galabon, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So with these dragons going in and out of human form, would the other cloud giants, since they'd probably be similar to Thullen, would they possibly pick up on a smell of dragon? Because they do have extra keen perception related to smell.
They do not, because these there is something that the giants will comment on, which they will comment on. They'll eventually say to Count Thullen, some of those humanoids, the perfumes they wear smell a lot like cloud giant perfumes. And Count Thullen says, "Oh, yes, my late sister. A tragedy befell her. She has a whole bathroom full of perfumes, and I could not bear to use them myself or to keep them, so I gave them as guest gifts to my humanoid guests, and some of them really like them. They use a lot." And so yes, the dragons, essentially what they do is they're masking their dragon scent by just
Rolling in this stuff.
rolling in cloud giant perfume from the Countess that she had left behind. So, third day after Maelstrom, you, Felgolos will come and find you guys, you humanoids, in the party, and will tell you, "We have spotted the Morgoth. It is less than 200 miles away. By morning, we should be rather close. If anybody in Maelstrom is waiting on word, this would be a good time to let them know." So,
yeah, Mulek will send a note.
Okay, Mulek does a sending, gets a response that the whale riders are ready to go, and that is where we will leave our session. So, and it's just about on time. All right, so players, thank you guys for joining us tonight in the game. Viewers, thank you so much for hanging out. And Eric, sorry there wasn't more that you could do tonight, but appreciate you being here.
I appreciate it. I have a quick question, if I could.
Sure.
And this is more related to having the the actual character screen open for at least as far as an NPC. So I figured out how to see, for instance, all of his skills if there comes up to be a skill check. But how do you roll? Like I noticed with the regular players, when they roll, it specifically says, say, survival check or something of that nature. Is that available for NPCs or no? Or is it just a straight up roll and you go from there?
Yeah, if it is a skill that is trained or that he has proficiency in, there will be a line item. Like, let me see, for Count Thullen, let me pull his character sheet back up real quick. For Count Thullen, he has Constitution, Wisdom, and his skills. He has Insight, Perception, and Stealth.
Okay, so those are the only three he has.
So those are the only three he has that he has proficiency with. Every other skill is tied to an ability score. So you would just choose the correct ability score. And for instance, if he has to make a con roll, you would use that saving throw for con, same with wisdom, same with charisma. If he had to make a strength roll, you could just click on the strength item and that will roll a strength check, which is the same as a strength saving throw. I mean, not that.
Gotcha.
Sometimes you might have to do that. But yeah, that's the way that works. So for NPCs / monsters, they get that. So yes. All right, and next week, get ready because you guys are going to go and attack a ship. At least at some point in the session, you will do that. Eric, are you going to be able to join us next Thursday?
I believe I should be able to, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, then what we'll probably do is we will probably do a little flashback at the beginning of the session next week, where we will find out how King Hecaton got captured. And the last thing that King Hecaton remembers seeing before you guys show up. Which will then set the stage for when the battle happens. What King Hecaton decides to do.
Yeah, good question. Wish I knew.
and I don't know because I've given Eric a little bit of history, and I've said, all right, this is what you know. You play it however you see it.
Let's go.
So
I'm looking forward to seeing Eric's rendition.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that too. So that's kind of fun. All right, viewers. I have said this before, but I'll say it again. Thank you so much for joining us. The next things up on this particular channel on Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be here for the Greyhawk Saturday Night. It is our second edition game, and they've just won control of a tower from an evil cult, and they are about to try to figure out what to do with that. Then on Sunday afternoon, we will be here for our Walker of Waterdeep, our 5th edition Planeswalking game. And they just encountered their first encounter with psionic creatures in this world. Psionic creatures that
Scared the crap out of us.
Yeah, that had abilities that had them all going, oh crap, what the hell is this place? So that was kind of fun. And Monday night we will be doing our Monster Monday. And I mentioned it on Monday what we're doing, but I forgot right now. It's I've already kind of halfway set up the thing, so I'm not going to look it up right now. I am going to give Paul and Michael, if they wish, an opportunity to tell us what's coming up on their social media lives between now and the next time we meet. Paul, what's going on with you?
So I stream at a few places. I'm a player in a bunch of different games. I have that blessing. The one that I think doesn't conflict is the one over at Twitch TV/Gaijin Games. That's on Tuesdays. And that's the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And we're coming up to a very fun time because we're about to crown the Witchlight Monarch, which is basically like the King of Fools of Notre Dame. So I'm sure it will go perfectly and there won't be any Fae messing with anything else. It's all going to be fine. It's this creepy circus. There's nothing wrong. I'm not scared. So yeah, Tuesday's Gaijin Game, 8 p.m. CST is when that one's played. I'm pretty sure that doesn't conflict, so that's a good one. And I would like to give a special shout out to the Action Sturge. They currently are in the process of rearing a newborn. Maddie had her baby, so their priorities have changed. They're taking hiatus from streaming, but they're still going to be uploading videos to their YouTube channel. And they're a great bunch of people, so I highly recommend checking them out.
Yes, and chat, I have dropped the link to Gaijin Games into the chat for you guys.
Thank you.
Check them out. And Michael, what's coming up on Doors of Fear in the next week?
Most likely probably be streaming some Sea of Thieves since they just started season 5 today.
Ooh,
So that'd be really
Sea of
exciting.
Thieves, okay.
Yeah, love it. And that's probably about it at the moment. I've been playing the crap out of that game. Other than that, that's about it. I'm pretty much just a streamer that streams about anything. So just come by and check it out.
Okay. Twitch.tv/Doors of Fear. So Doors of Fear, that's Michael's channel. All right. And then does anybody else have any other things coming up?
I mean, other than some delicious food in about half an hour, not much.
Yeah. Eric, just for people who joined us late, remind them a little bit about who you are, and if you have a place where you want people to try to find you, let them know about anything like that, Twitter or Facebook
Right.
or whatever.
Yes, so I'm typically a face-to-face DM. I've not been a player in quite some time, so I've been looking to get a little bit more hands-on with that. My D&D experience goes all the way back to the cross time between first and second edition. So when I started.
Another old fart.
Yeah, I am an old fart. That's true. I'm not someone who streams. I watch lots of streamers. I am pretty active playing on my PS4, but I typically don't play online too much. No Man's Sky has me fully enthralled right now, as well as the re-release of the anniversary edition of Skyrim is out. So, when you get a chance to play Skyrim, you have to take it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if it's on the fridge, completely agree.
Yeah, well, wonderful. All right. Well, we will hopefully have Eric back again next week for our next session. And we'll see what happens in the big battle to free King Hecaton. It's been something that the party has been building towards for the last few weeks. All right. And with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and look to see if there's anybody else streaming some D&D that we could raid. So let me take a look for that. All
right, folks, I won't be raiding, so you all have a good night.
All right, well, take care.
Good night, Eric. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, I need to head off to
See you.
another full day tomorrow.
Okay.
Good night.
Night, guys.
See you next week.
All right. And then let's see. There we go. Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, yeah. Okay. Somebody is Curved Earth is streaming Theros. So let's go check them out.
Theros is good.
Yes. All right. So, all right, everybody. And while I'm waiting for that to come up, I'm going to really quickly poke into here and just remind myself and everybody else what I am doing next week. Monster Monday is going to be Frost Giants. That's right. Okay. All right, we're going to look at Frost Giants through the editions. All right, everybody take care. Enjoy the raid. Thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you next Thursday night. Good night, everybody.